Welcome, friends, to the next discussions on the Economics for Everyone series. We have been discussing the various schools of economics thought process as a part of these discussions for some time. During the previous session, we discussed about J.S. Mill, we discussed about Adam Smith, David Ricardo, among others. Today, we'll discuss about JBC, Jean-Baptiste Say. Jean-Baptiste Say was a French, what do you call, liberal French economist between 1767 to 1832, and businessman who argued in favor of competition, free trade, and lifting restraints on business, means laissez-faire. So he's ardent follower of what he called the classical economic school thought process or capitalism. He is best known for his Say's law, also known as the law of markets, which he popularized. And as the saying goes, the Say's law very clearly says, which formed the basis of many policy initiatives in the capitalistic market-driven economy, called the supplies creates its own demand. Okay, that is basically tries to say that any disequilibrium in the market, where the within supply and demand, it will automatically adjust itself, and the market will come to the equilibrium position, which was later heavily evaluated and criticized by John Maynard Keynes, which Keynes pointed out this one of the major issues which has actually stopped the policymakers from taking any actions during the Great Depression time. We'll see that. But uh, but this was a major contribution by JBC, who said supply creates its own demand. That is basically assume the flexibility in the market to adjust market forces or invisible hands to adjust themselves. That issue that forms one of the key foundations of market mechanism, classical economics, or what do you call capitalist society. Yeah. In the treatise on political economy, one of his main economic work, Say stated that any production process required effort, knowledge, and the application of an entrepreneur, which he brought the importance of an entrepreneur here. Okay, and he talked about, um, according to him, the entrepreneurs are intermediaries in the production process who combine the productive agents such as the land, capital, and labor in order to meet the demand of consumers. As a result, they play a central role in the economy and fulfill a coordinating role. That's what he was talking about. So this is some of the key contribution of GBC. We'll go to the next leading economist in the classical school thought process, Friedrich August von Hayek, who played a very crucial role in giving some of the important philosophical ideas, theories in the classical economics time. Friedrich Hayek, 1899-1992, often referred to by his initials F.A. Hayek, was an Austrian-British economist and philosopher who is best known for the defense of classical liberalism, more towards market mechanism. That is, which is Austrian basis of Austrian School of Economics. He was an ardent defender of free market capitalism. Hayek shared the 1974 Nobel Memorial Prize in Economic Sciences with Gunnar Myrdal for his pioneering work in the theory of money and economic fluctuations, and the penetrating analysis of the interdependence of economic, social, and institutional phenomena. His account of how changing prices communicate information that helps individuals coordinate their plans is widely regarded as an important achievement in economics, leading to his Nobel Prize. How the mechanism operates is you are able to explain. Okay. Now, beyond all this, what he says is his theory of how changing prices relay information that helps people determine their economic plans was a stunning milestone achievement in economics. Hayek's approach to economics mainly come from the Austrian School of Economics, as he was ardent defender of free market capitalism. We discussed. One of the leading books, his famous books, The Road to Sufferdom, has been influenced and popular exposition of right libertarianism. It has been translated into 20 languages and sold over 2 million copies as of 2010. The book has made a significant impact on 20th century American conservative and libertarian economic and political discourse, being often cited today by commentators. It was subject to much praise and criticism. The ideas advocated in The Road to Serfdom have been criticized by many academics and defended by economic liberals. Hayek, in fact, argues, despite his support for market mechanism, which is hugely followed by Western countries, he was even critical of their way of following. In fact, he says that including Western democracies, including the United Kingdom and the United States, have progressively abandoned the freedom in economic affairs, without which personal and political freedom has never existed in the past. Okay. In fact, according to him, a lot of these societies have mistakenly tried to ensure continuing prosperity by centralized planning, which inevitably leads to totalitarianism. That was his criticism against the whole ideology followed by many Western countries. Of course, there are many critics against him for this. Okay, in fact, with the Austrian School of Business economist, he evolved the theory of business cycle, and he said it is inevitable because of the mistakes we follow in the free market capitalism. For example, he says the Austrian business cycle theory in an economic theory developed by Austrian School of Economics, how business cycle describes how business cycles approach. The theory views business cycle as a consequence of excessive growth in bank credit. That's what Hayek and others view as probably a mistake during the uh, in so much intervention and support by the government. Okay, in pushing the economy due to artificially low interest, I mean excessive growth in bank credit, or due to artificially low interest rates set by the central bank and the fractional reserve banks. I mean, fractional reserve system, that's what we call as the central banks or the fractional reserve bank. They are, as they are known as. The Austrian business cycle theory originated in the work of Austrian School of Economists Ludwig von Mises and Friedrich Hayek. Okay, so we should understand the importance of uh, discussions here. Okay, how Friedrich Hayek and other contributed. He probably argued from both the sides the merits and demerits of uh, all the uh, initiatives in a free market economy. Okay, thank you. We'll meet in next time. Yeah.